Do you want to know the best altcoins to stake with the highest percentage yield and the best potential for sick gains in the future? Well, we're going to cover exactly that in today's video. Let's go ahead and stick around. Let's roll the intro. Welcome to today's video on staking and high yield returns on altcoins. My name is Kyler and you're watching BitRush Crypto. If you're not already subbed to the channel, go ahead and click that bell to be notified as soon as you are subscribed. Please consider clicking the thumbs up as it helps me get to viewers just like you. Now, before we get into today's video, I just have to mention that nothing in the video is financial advice. I'm going to go over just some hard numbers and facts here. We're going to look at a couple things, some past charts, but it's up to you to do your own due diligence, your own research. And most important rule is never to invest more money than you can personally afford to lose. There is risk involved with any investment, and so that's up to you guys. I'm simply presenting the information, and it's up to you to make the decision. We also need to talk a little bit about risk. So the lower the market cap on an altcoin, the higher risk potential it is going to have a significant loss. However, it also has the highest potential of percentage gain, because the way that coins do gain price is by the market cap. The larger the market cap gets, the more the price is going to increase. So with a lower market cap coin, you do have the potential for much higher percentage gains on those coins as the prices rise, but you also do have a higher chance of loss. There's also what's called stable coins. So a stable coin is essentially going to hold its price right around $1. Have a very low percentage of loss, if any. They're going to hover right around 98.99 cents. And these are going to be USDT Tether, USDC Circle, or DAI. And with these, again, you don't really have to worry about them losing price because they are going to maintain that $1 price right around that region. However, you're also not going to have the upside of potential gains on these coins. So when we're looking at staking, you can definitely, stake your stable coins and just keep your money there for the bear market. It might be a good play. And a lot of times, if we're cashing out in the bull run, the end of the bull run, which, obviously we're way past that now, but that would be a good point where maybe you might want to consider putting your coins into stable so you're not going to have any loss. And then after we drop back down into the bear market where we find ourselves today, you could pull your coins out of those stables and redeploy them into some altcoins at much lower prices. But I did just want to mention that in today's video. That is an option for you guys if you just want something nice and steady and easy, very low risk, with the upside of, possibly 4% gains. I'm going to be looking at several of the centralized exchanges where we could, cash in each month. For a U.S. citizen, you can put money in dollar cost average, as I was talking about that in my last video. So we're going to go ahead and cover Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, and Binance. There's obviously other much higher yield, like DeFi staking platforms and yield farming and different things are going to be outside of the scope of today's video. We're just going to kind of cover some basic vanilla staking here on the centralized exchanges, compare which ones have the best prices, which coins on each one of these platforms have the highest yield return. And of those coins, we're going to take a look at their past charts and see which one from today's price to their previous all-time high has the potential for the most gains. And if all that sounds good, go ahead and tap on that thumbs up button and let's get into the video. So the first platform we're going to take a look at today is going to be Gemini. As you can see, they do have a very limited number of coins that they have available for staking. So we can see we have Solana at 3.8%, Ethereum at 3.56%, and Polygon at 3.52%. So none of these are very high percentages. A good healthy gain, I guess. So, 3.5 to 4% here. If you guys are already using Gemini, you may want to consider staking here. But as we get through the platforms, you'll see this is definitely one of the lowest yield percentages that are being offered out of all the different platforms that we're talking about, these centralized exchanges here that are available for U.S. citizens. And so, for me, I don't think it would be worth it to stake my coins over at Gemini. There's definitely better platforms here. And they don't have much to offer either. I mean, obviously Solana and Ethereum are two of the biggest coins out right now. Definitely very popular in terms of DeFi and NFTs, and Polygon has a lot going on as well. So they are good coins that they have available. But in terms of variety, not very much there with only those three, and the percentages are rather small compared to some of the other platforms we'll take a look at in a minute, but did just want to present this information right off the bat. Next up is going to be Coinbase, and again, Coinbase, as you can see, doesn't have very many coins either. They have a bunch of other coins here, but the only ones that are actually available to stake are these. We have Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, Cosmos, and Tezos. And right off the bat here, you could see that theirs are also kind of low. Ethereum's a little bit lower than we saw on the last platform. Solana's a little bit higher. They also are offering some Cardano and Polkadot, which is one of my favorite coins. But again, guys, these are a little bit lower than we'll see on some of the other platforms. Cosmos, or the Atom token, is actually pretty healthy gains at 10% APY there. That one looks good. That's probably their best offering that they have available. But again, I think we can get a higher percentage yield here on another platform. So next, coming over to Binance. Binance is definitely one of the bigger centralized exchanges. And the only thing I'm just going to mention right now is with some of the SEC stuff right now, they don't have an on or off ramp. So you would need somewhere else with your fiat to be able to purchase the cryptocurrencies. Then you can send them over to your Binance account and stake. And then when you wanted to cash out, you'd have to send those coins back to a different on-off ramp, such as one of the ones we just looked at here before, either Gemini, Coinbase, and we'll get to Kraken in a minute. But there are other options available. But if you'd like the higher percentage yield, you could obviously just on-ramp your fiat on another platform, send it over and stake it here. But right off the bat, you can see looking at Ethereum there, 4%, so definitely higher than some of the other ones we saw. We have BNB, which is their native token, and not even a full percent on that. Cardano at 1.5%, Matic again at 3% here. We have VeChain at 1.1%. Solana, so Solana here is a little bit higher. We're getting almost a full percent higher over on Binance than we were some of the other platforms that were like 3.8, I believe. So we're getting, a little bit over that with the 4.8. Atom tokens, we talked about that one, or Cosmos, and that one was at 10%. Here it is at 15.60%, so definitely a higher yield over here on Binance on a lot of these coins. Harmony 1 at 5.8%. And our Polkadot is, much better here than it is at Coinbase, where we have it at 13.6%. That's almost 4% higher than we were looking at over on Coinbase. So just make sure you guys do your research if you are staking. Obviously, we're covering which coins we think are going to be the best, but, across all of these platforms, we do have some variance in the yield that they're going to give you. Neil Protocol here at 5.3%. I have a good video on Near. That was actually one of my good altcoin picks here that, going towards the end of the bull run, I was really looking at that, and I'm probably going to put some more money into Near. I think it, definitely has some potential here in the future. Unfortunately, they kind of launched and we're coming out right at the end of the bull run. And we do have Tezos again, 5.1%, Rose token at 2.5%. We have Fetch AI, so an AI token here, and that's going to be at 4%. Kusama, which is the test network for Polkadot, and that's at 9.8%. Some good healthy gains there too, with 10% gains. Seller token with 3.5, Kava at 10.5, and we do have Threshold at 1.9. So again, Binance, so far the ones we've looked at, definitely has the highest percentage yield. So just make sure you guys do your research on all of that. And finally, coming to our last platform here, we do have Kraken. And so Kraken's going to be my favorite one from looking at all of these different platforms. Number one, they do have pretty good rates on the yield. Some of them might be better on different platforms, but for the most part, they do have very high percentage yield. The other thing they have available is they have the flexible, which means you can basically just cash it out whenever. So 1 to 4% flexible on Algorand here. And if we come over to something else like a Cosmos Atom here, we do have 7 to 11% flexible, which was lower than Binance, which was at around 14 to 15% there. But then we have the bonded. So the bonded is going to almost be double what they're offering of flexible, and it's going to be the highest percentage yield available for Cosmos that we saw so far at 18 to 22%. And so those of you who don't know what bonded means, it means that it's going to have a locked period of 21 days, and that is after from when you try to withdraw. So with any of these other ones, you can just withdraw and get your coins. They'll be readily available. Say you were staking some Atom token here and you wanted to withdraw, you would need to wait that 21 days of the bonding time to unbond your tokens, and they will not be available till the end of those 21 days from after the point of which you tried to unstake them. So just keep that in mind if you're doing a long-term play. These bonded plays are definitely a much higher yield. However, for whatever reason you need to cash out quick, it's not going to be your best option. So again, guys, do your own research, do your own due diligence. One thing I really like here, though, is looking at this. We have Ethereum at 4 to 7%. So a lot of the other ones are under 4% or right at 4%. With this one, 4% is going to be the minimum, and you could possibly get up to 7% yield. We do have Flare token. We have Flow token. So Flow is a NFT chain built by like Dapper Labs. And so that's really cool that they are available here for staking. And again, 6 to 10%. So if you guys like NFTs, might be a good play for you. Kava, we have 10 to 15% if you're willing to bond for that 21-day period. Again, that's a really healthy gain, guys, on the year. Like most stocks, stock traders and stuff, that's like what they're going for, at the max. Like if you got 15% return on a stock trade, or some kind of account with stocks, you'd be super happy. If you could just put it in Kava, and assuming the price of Kava doesn't go down, you don't have significant loss on the price, a 10 to 15% gain is going to be great. Same thing with Kusama here. You're looking at 13 to 18% gain. Very high yield, guys. Coming down here, we do have 8 to 14% on Minia. Polkadot, again, we were talking about Polkadot being very high at 9 to 10%. Over here on Kraken, we do have 15 to 21% if you're willing to stake and have that 28-day bonding period. And even if you're not, they're flexible. APY is still just about in the same range, 8 to 12%. So a little bit lower on the low end and definitely higher on the high end. And a lot of these other platforms are also going to have some sort of staking and unbonding period. So just, doing the research here and finding that we could get a higher yield on Polkadot, 3 to 4% gains per year, guys, or possibly, basically double at 21% with that bonded period is definitely worth possibly putting your funds over here on Kraken. In fact, after watching this, I have my personal Polkadot. Some of it's on chain with the actual Polkadot chain. But a lot of it is actually on Coinbase just because I use Coinbase as my fiat on-ramp. I'm probably going to be unstaking those coins and moving them over here to Kraken and getting a double yield, because right now I'm only earning 9%. I could potentially be earning, at least 6% extra at the 15 low end and 21% on the higher end. So definitely worth it. Again, we have Polygon here, and you guys can see the Polygon 3 to 6% on the top end of the bonding. Secret token 21 to 26%. So again, that's really healthy gains, 26%. Assuming Secret doesn't drop off and you don't have a major loss on the price, a 26% gain annually is very, very good. Even Solana here, we have 5 to 7% if you're willing to do the bonding period, and theirs is only 3 days. So not bad at all. A 3-day, unbond for an extra couple percentage here, guys. Definitely worth it. We have Tezos, we have the Graph, we have Tron even. So if you guys are interested in any of these tokens here, definitely some good yields on them. And then coming down, this is actually going to be one of my favorite things here. So Bitcoin, most people who are in Bitcoin are in it for the long run. You're holding your Bitcoin. You're going to hold them for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, however long it is, unless you're just planning on cashing out at the top of the bull run or whatnot. But right now we are in the bear market, so you're probably planning on holding for at least another 6 months to 2 years until we get back to some of those all-time highs again. And so it's not a large percentage, but if you're holding your Bitcoin anyway, why not make an extra, 0.15% on it? Not a very high amount. But again, guys, the price of Bitcoin is, much higher than a lot of these other tokens. So you're still going to get some pretty healthy gains. And then like we talked about at the beginning, we do have Tether and USDC that at 3.75% or The same for both of them actually here. So with the stable coin, you don't have to worry about the loss on the price of the token, but you also don't have the upside on the price of the token. But still, a 3 to 7.5% gain is pretty healthy yield if you're just leaving your coins. And then obviously, if you have a lot of money, a lot of capital that you're working with, let's just say you had $1 million. That's going to be a really healthy gain for you. You just put $1 million in there and keep it. Obviously, not financial advice. Do your own due diligence, do your own research. Now let's go through and take a look at some of these bigger percentage yields and just see, what we could potentially do. Secret was the largest one at 21 to 26%. So out of all the tokens we talked about, Secret did have the highest yield, and that's what today's video is about, is what coins have the highest yield, and do they have the potential where we would want to stake them, the potential upside on the price. So to do that, we're going to go over to CoinGecko. So let's go over there. And we're just going to search for our token right here. So Secret. And we're going to come to the maximum for the chart time at about 25 cents. So we can see that right here. And the all-time high was $10. So that's going to be a really healthy gain. If you guys believe in Secret token, and I'm not saying it will go back to these all-time highs, but during the next bull run, if we were to go back to a $10 high, those are going to be insane gains, right? So 10x would be from $1, so we have a 4x to $1, and then another 10x from there to $10. Those are going to be crazy gains. So if you're earning 25% yield annually on your tokens on top of that, and then those tokens are all going to go from 25 cents to $10, those could be some pretty insane gains. So Secret is going to be the #1 pick for potential. Again, guys, not financial advice. I'm just saying if you're looking for the highest upside yield on your staking and the highest upside percentage of potential gains in the future with the price, Secret's definitely going to be our #1 pick here. And next, my personal favorite, and the one that I have a lot of my capital in right now, a lot of my staking and dollar cost averaging is going into Polkadot. Here we have 15 to 21%, which again, guys, you're talking 21% of your asset increase. So you're increasing your assets by that size every single year. That's insane. That's an insane amount of gain just on those tokens. And then if we want to look at the price, I can tell you guys right now, the all-time high of Polkadot was previously at about $55. And right now, I think we're sitting somewhere around $4.30. Let's go ahead and take a look at that chart. Looking at that, yep. And coming down here, we can see, yeah, it was $54.99 or $54.98, I'm sorry. And the all-time low on this one is $2.70 if you're looking at, potential loss here. All-time lows around $2.70. But I think right now, let's see, yeah, the price is about $4.15. Sorry, you guys can't see that. So $4.15 here is where we're currently sitting at. And so definitely over 10x to get to that previous all-time high, right around $55. And again, guys, not financial advice, but this is where I have my money in Polkadot. I do feel it's going to be a great chain in the future. Has interoperability, a lot of DeFi stuff going. They have smart contracts. So definitely a lot of potential with the Polkadot coin going back up to that $55 point from $4 and, whatever it is, 15 cents today. And on top of that, you could potentially earn anywhere from 10 to 20% annual yield with your staking. So that's going to be the #2 pick in terms of highest gain and highest yield. However, for me, this is actually the #1 because I do believe that this has much more potential as an actual coin, their network and everything they have going on than Secret. But again, guys, do your own due diligence. We're going to put this one at #2 on the list. And then my #3 pick, and obviously this is contingent on actually being on Kraken because we saw it was a little bit lower, right around 10% on some of the other exchanges, even lower than that. But here over on Kraken, we do have 18 to 22% on Cosmos or Atom token. So again, 20%, you can't go wrong with that in terms of, yield and getting those tokens every single year. So if we're holding for another year, you're actually going to increase the amount of tokens you have by that 18 to 21%. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the price charts. So as of today, we do have Cosmos sitting at $7.09. And then coming down, we have the all-time low at $1.16. So definitely, some potential loss there if it were to drop down that low. But also our all-time high, if we were to hit that previous all-time high, is going to be $44.45. So again, super high gains, not quite as good as Polkadot or Secret, but still some pretty healthy gains there from $7 to $44 plus a 20% yield annually. These are some pretty sick gains if you ask me. Again, guys, do your own research. Look into all these different tokens and see what the chains are about. If you believe in the technology and what they're doing, if you believe in the team behind them, that's what doing your own due diligence is. Also see if there's any news out there, and go ahead and pick which coins are going to be best for you. I just wanted to let you know what the top 3 in terms of annual percentage yield and potential gains to our previous all-time highs. And so again, just to recap those, number 1 would be Secret, number 2 would be Polkadot, number 3 would be Cosmos. The other thing that we didn't talk about in the video that we do need to mention is previous all-time highs don't mean that that's where we're going to stop. So just because those coins hit that point previously doesn't mean they'll get there again, no guarantee, but it also doesn't mean that they'll stop there. So in the next bull run, and usually every consecutive bull run, coins get higher and higher. So the potential gains could be much higher than the ones we talked about on all of these tokens. We could potentially get 2 or 3 or even 10x higher on any of these tokens, not just these top 3 from where they previously were in their all-time highs. So again, guys, if you see some coins that you like, that you're interested in staking, do your own due diligence, do the research on those tokens, and figure out what's the best for you and your portfolio. However, in my video where we're talking about our crypto millionaire strategy, dollar cost averaging into a coin that we can stake for high yield is part of that strategy. And so this is what I'm doing with my money. Again, mine is in Polkadot. I do have a little bit of a diversified portfolio, but a lot of what my current capital and what I'm dollar cost averaging into is Polkadot. So that's going to be my own personal number 1 pick, even though Secret would beat it out on terms of yield and gain. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you did appreciate this video. Not too long, I hope, just going through the coins and the prices real quick for you guys. But if you did enjoy it, do tap on that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel, as I'm going to have lots of great content in the future on cryptocurrency staking. I may even go into these coins. I know I've covered a few of them in the past, but maybe I'll pick these top 3 ones and we'll go in and we'll cover the actual networks and the chains and what they have going on, teams behind them, that kind of stuff. Do a little more research for you guys. If you want to see that kind of content, leave me a comment below. I'll answer any comments that you do leave if it is a real question. So if you guys have a question, leave me a comment. And that's about it. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video, and let's get that coin.